boy.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Who's Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, smashed in a Seder, watching challah videos on the porn hub. It's Zach Elias. What's up, baby?
I mean, the pieces were there. The hollow was the best thing I've said in months. And it came out of nowhere.
I wished I could have done anything better. It was
The best you had
good.
was the other one was stupid to met again. It just makes you laugh every time.
Did I say that? But I was doing a German accent and I just went French.
Yeah, but it came out. It was fantastic.
Who's Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
People, we're getting you to watch the videos. We're getting people. Tell somebody. Share the videos. It doesn't matter if you love us or hate us, but the next time you say, I heard it on a podcast, make sure you say, Who's Your Daddy?
Yes. Do all that.
Buy my book.
Buy my book. I have a book. You should buy my book.
I know. We've done this. You're in reruns, Zachy.
But I love that show. It gets me everywhere. Critic, amazing.
We got a great episode for tonight. But before we get into that, Zacharias, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
Pesach is over. Mercifully. I thought it was yesterday. Jesus Christ. So now I got 2 Amstelites because I need to make fridge space for new bread and stuff. But I'll get some new stuff coming soon. What are you drinking?
You keep bread in the fridge?
After we open it, I do. After you open the twisty, but it's not a twist anymore. It's that plastic thing that like everybody can do but me. Deep dark secret about myself. I'm meat hooks with that thing. The minute I go to put it back on, snaps, the whole thing tits up. Everybody else like, oh no, it's so easy. Me, snap it immediately. It's like watching Lenny with the rabbits.
There's a special place in hell for people who do the twist tie where it goes one way and then back the other way.
Oh, diabolical. Because only they know which way they've started it.
I just keep going. Remember it. And then half the time just rip into it. You're like, I don't really care.
Oh, yeah, much. You just rip the bottom. Leave it tied. Now it is your problem.
I can't remember where I heard this the other day, but somebody said the most passive-aggressive thing they've ever done was to make their wife a sandwich. They started with both heels of the bread to make it. It was like, here's, honey, made you a sandwich for your lunch. Have fun.
Not bad.
I am drinking from the Rogue Brewing Company, or whatever they call it.
I call it the ass of the bread. The heel. I don't love it.
Knuckle Buster Cold IPA.
Ew.
Dedicated to long nights and stripped bolts. I despise this can, Zach. It has a very A&W color. They should have trademarked that, right?
It looks like it's some Soviet Russia. It looks like it's the beer of the people. Like Trotsky should drink that.
They have a ton of information on this. The weird part is that there's a star that says
because I'm thirsty as shit.
Tropical, citrus, pine, bitter, malt. And I thought there would be like some type of pie chart which one is more. It's just isn't that describing almost every single beer?
I want a Venn diagram.
It's close.
It's close.
It's a great name for somebody who's going to be a adult star, huh? Venn diagram?
Venn diagram? We'll workshop it.
That was so bad, Zach.
It was amazing.
Right. Release the Kraken!
Or it's made for a girl because like the intersection is her Venn diagram. We've derailed.
Did you even take a sip yet?
No.
You're busy with the yakety schmackety.
Mm-hmm.
I picked this beer out for tonight because I might have to bust some knuckles. There is a
border.
Good? No, it's terrible. They're always terrible. Like there's like 4 beers I like at this point, and I just suffer through these.
All right. Is a border collie knocking at something or?
No, there is a border collie right at my feet that is dying to be played with. That I'm like, no.
Who's your good gaga?
She's the absolute worst.
Well, Zelda might be stalking a mouse in my closet because she's staring at one spot. So if I have to go deal with something mid-show, you're on your own there. Play me off, Johnny.
Done it before. I'll do it again. Zach, why don't you give me your best name of this episode? Episode 1. It's actually 176.
Just did trash talk.
All right.
How do we work the interweb?
All right. You know what the best part is? We're
Frequent
live.
Flyer miles.
But also, I can do a little bit of edity there. So, boom, Zacharias, episode 176. We're calling this one
Hiya, Toots.
Come on, you could do better.
Hiya, Toots. Hey, yo.
Okay. Here's how you do this for people who really want to learn, because now I'm in the voiceover business. We'll get to that later. You need a little bit of I smoke a cigarette and a little bit of
Toots.
Hiya, Toots.
Oh, that. You're going with Doris. You're going like, but that's more like her. Hey, what are you guys having today for this diner?
I was thinking more Edna Krabappel type of.
Yeah, but why would she call someone else Toots? Girls don't call the girls Toots. Actually, that's not true. I did know an older woman called everyone Toots. Go on. Hiya, Toots.
Zach, you saw the post I put out today to tell people about the show. We're calling this episode
Yeah, you got
Hiya,
handsy.
Toots. Handsy is what you're going with? I was curious what you thought I did or what I said.
Did you see my response to your post?
I think you just liked it. I didn't really see much.
No, look at the comment. I put a picture of a doll. Show me on the doll where he touched you.
I did see that.
Yeah.
We went down to Florida.
Whose ass did you grab?
Okay, so you're going with I touched somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no. Although, anyways, I went down to Florida this past weekend. It's a longer story I'm not getting into. We ended up at Julia's friend's house, her and her husband. They did a whole Easter thing, which I thought the food would be better at Easter. It was just a lot of ham.
Easter sucks.
Easter sucks a lot, right?
Low-end Purim.
Purim is the most underrated holiday. You know my whole
You
shtick
love
on this.
Purim.
It's St. Patty's Day. It's Halloween. We need better PR.
Purim is a wacky one, but Easter's even wackier. There's a bunny. There's like an egg. There's like a rabbit that lays eggs, and chocolate big chickens come out. The whole thing is coconuts. It's an LSD trip. Jesus comes back to life. He makes an appearance. Like a lot going on Easter.
Do you know what Christian people didn't like? Every time I kept on going, when's Jesus showing up for this thing?
He's fashionably late. He knows when to show up.
So, Zach, we're there. I'll just say it.
He's already come. Like, I saw a thing when I was in Port St. Lucie that said, Jesus isn't here. He is risen. You know shit he's not hanging out at Port St. Lucie. That place is one big strip mall. It's gross.
Scott Verlander down there now, finally.
To be so lucky. It's a myth.
So Julia's friend, I'll use real names. Her name is Erica. She's delightful, amazing, amazing host. Her husband,
Did I meet her? Was she at the wedding?
Yeah, she was bridesmaid. She was really cool. She was one of the cool ones. And her husband, her husband Brad, who is amazing. His real name is Bradford, which is never-ending jokes, including she calls him Dadford because they have two little cute kids that were great. They make a whole big spread for Easter. His mom is there with his stepdad. There was his brother was there. They were actually quite delightful. I go into the kitchen to make a plate. I mean, I know what ham looks like. I know what mashed potatoes are. And then there is a yellow puree on the stove. And I look at that, I'm like, I'm sorry. What is this? So I asked,
the yellow.
It was weird. So she looks at me and she's this older woman. I don't know how old she was, maybe 70 or so. She goes, oh, it has pineapples and this and that. It's very sweet. I said, oh, as sweet as you? And she stopped. She goes, excuse me, I didn't appreciate that comment.
Oh!
I was like, and I just kind of, and the best part about this is Julia was standing right there, who kind of just was like, oh, okay. She then goes and tells people that I was inappropriate in the kitchen, and immediately people are like, oh, no. And
Julia told everyone? Or the
old Hiya, Toots. I wish this is one of those, Zach, when you get thrown out of a baseball game, you go, oh, I wish I would have gotten my money's worth because I would have smacked her on the ass and twisted her nipple around if I knew I was going to get the beating of a lifetime, what she said about me.
Go on. I got yelled at by your mom at your wedding before the thing even started. These things happen.
Wait, you did? I don't know this story. Go on.
Samantha offended me. I said something about jaying someone down. She said, I don't appreciate that. Meanwhile, Sheila's rolling. I go, what? Just, I don't appreciate that term. Meanwhile, Samantha is like crying. I'm just, somebody gets yelled at every family function, which I guess indoctrinates me as family. So put me on that damn text chain. This was before we got on the boat. When your mom was just hanging out with the girls playing like canasta or something.
I told you that my bubby's 94th birthday surprise party that she totally knows about in a couple of weeks. Zach, it's a Dothraki wedding. If there's only 3 people that call each other assholes and storm out, it's a successful affair. It's good. Like 2 weeks. You want to come down?
Maybe.
We're going to Hershey Park that day.
Keep saying words.
Have you been?
Whoa, hello. Not since I was a kid. And then I went to the Dutch pretzel thing.
Right? Not so great.
Pretzels are good. I don't really need to see the Pennsylvania Dutch people.
The Amish?
Yeah, them too.
I am happy that my wife had my back.
Sex Drive? Seth Green was very funny as Amish in Sex Drive. Underrated, not worth seeing again movie. It's like Rumspringa happens. It's fine. Anyway, what did you say?
That's the end of the story, other than...
Did you apologize or you just doubled down? You said, listen, when hey, Toots,
I actually didn't hear her going.
Toots.
Right. I wish I would have said more, but this lady was so offended. And then once I heard this, I'm immediately hands off. Look, we were a guest at their house. They were great. And then the fact that multiple people came to my rescue of like, it wasn't that bad. It really is not something. I actually am quite guilty these days.
Flipped out at me on your wedding and Rosenberg came to my rescue.
We almost saw her recently too.
He's good people.
He is good people. There you go.
Sometimes, not always.
So as far as me saying these little terms, I actually have a problem at work right now, which I don't know how much I should say about this. This is actually news as of today, but I very frequently, probably to a fault, say, "Oh, dear, lovely, sweetheart." Like it's really just, and nobody has ever once been put off by it.
Hey, Peaches, give me some more coffee over here.
I don't ask for things. I'm like, "Oh my God, that's amazing, darling. Like, great job." I'm supportive. I'm super happy. Zach, I knock on a door 2 weeks ago, and the person who opens the door, I got ambushed. Usually we get like a heads up. It's a VIP or somebody I need to know about. But the door opens, and there's a guy standing there, and he looks at me and he goes, "I know you." And I look at him, I go, "You gave me my last flu shot. You're a very high up in the company that I work for." I walk in. Also, his wife works at my company. I'm taking care of.
They're going to say they're big listeners.
I'm taking care of the mother. So I've been seeing her multiple times in the last couple of weeks, and I now know that
dog got down there.
I know that these people are very influential in my career. So I'm doing everything by the book, giving them the A++ treatment, extra time, extra motivation. Last visit went as plain as could go. I got a call today. They will be requesting a different therapist for their next visit.
Ooh.
I have not heard any more from the higher uppers. I'm terrified right now.
What'd you do?
This is where getting into the, like, I definitely said like sweetheart and darling a couple of times, but the lady was doing amazing, and I really thought I was making a difference. So as far as me getting canceled, I don't think I'm going to lose my platform or certainly my place to say when I go to South Florida, but I legit might be getting fired.
I almost walked out a few days ago. If you do get fired, let me know. We'll figure this out. No, ma'am, physical therapy. We can say what we want. All men, that's it. All men over 30.
You don't want to work with men.
Yeah, you do. Anything goes.
Men
or
are so
Fox
lazy.
News on in the office. Fox News and golf. That'll be great.
Guess what I watched on Sunday?
Live Tour Golf.
The Masters.
The Masters. A tradition unlike any other. Love Jim Nantz. Hello, friends.
Why is he retiring?
Only from college basketball, not from the Masters.
Oh, he's also bigger. I've never seen him from the neck down.
The Nantz dance. He's a big guy. Yeah, he's retiring. When he retires from the Masters, they're going to get those broads from Walla Walla from the Felix to go do it.
Jesus.
Hello, friends.
If they only knew how often we talk about them.
They talk about us twice as often. Trust me. They love us.
Zach, I saw a video.
Honestly.
Video went viral in the last 24 hours, and it was hard to watch. I'm curious on your take on the video, and I want to hear your stance as a parent. They didn't give a lot of context, but it was a dad who was taking his, probably 9-year-old kid. He had dreadlocks in his hair to the haircut place because he had been bad, and they were shaving this kid's head. And you would have thought that they were amputating a foot the way this kid was reacting.
What did he do?
Nobody knows. It's one of those things. I did a little dive. You couldn't find out. But let's go with what punishment fits that crime. What crime fits that punishment?
Yeah, I've seen Major Pain enough times to know that it's doable. Shave their heads. For
a kid, Zoe is screaming bloody murder to get a haircut. And mind you, this was not like 2 inches off the end. This was, the kid had dreads that had to have taken years to grow out.
This was full G.I. Jane. This was full Jada Pinkett Smith. Hey-o, Alan Snyder.
That's G.I. Jane 2.
What?
God.
Jade 2. Anyway, I don't know. That sucks because you're literally like, I could never shave Zoe's head because at this point, her hair is as much her identity as anything. She's known as the little pisher with the big hair. But this kid's, I'm sure his dreads were his identity. I don't care why a parent would fuck their kid like that.
So you're worried that it's going to ruin his rep at school, not that the actual...
How old was he? 9?
Again, these videos, they don't give so much context. I can't tell you what his favorite color was or what television shows he likes. It was a kid screaming bloody murder as they were giving him a haircut. He wasn't going to the army. He was not young enough for that.
No, I understand. There's nothing I would do to shave Zoe's head. That would be.
She's
hard.
also a girl, Zach. It was a boy. I don't know. Come on, man.
Just punch him in the face. You're better off.
So, okay, that's where I was going. You actually say physical versus the mental torture.
Yeah, or like wake him up in the middle of the night with a clown mask on if you're gonna mentally scar this kid. Yeah, I'll do that for
okay.
6
You know
months.
what? You think that's better or worse?
That's a lot better.
Better.
So I will scare the fuck out of him, but
Kid can go to a carnival the rest of their life, but shave their head.
Who goes to a carnival? What if it doesn't grow back?
That can happen, man.
I know, right? Look at you. Yeah, I got a one bad haircut. Now what's what happened to you? You're really playing with you're dancing with the devil. Pale moonlight.
Oh, beat me to it.
Always. So, nevertheless, I don't know what world that would. Like, how is that the punishment for any crime? It's so random. There's a brilliance to it. It's like shaving his eyebrows, but
if you would have saw the way the kid reacted, remember, it's always the act of, is he scared? It's like, you don't have to hit a kid. You just have to make them think you're going to hit them.
yeah, take the belt off.
Oh my God, we're not doing this on this podcast.
I'm not going to hit him with my slide belt. Those are expensive.
Zach, I kind of teased this earlier. Julia needed some help with one of her shows. I didn't get hired or cast or had to audition as much as they just need some putts to read some lines. So they play it, then they had the actors act back and forth. And I had 3 parts to do. The first one, I had to do like a Smurf that was asking for pizza. I thought I knocked it out of the park.
Hey,
I also,
pizza here. Hey.
it was just like, pizza, pizza, pizza,
I'm with
pizza, pizza, pizza. Which
I so hope Little Caesar sues you. Pizza.
I thought I did a great job. The second one, I forget how she phrased it, but let's just go with a high-pitched male influencer who was talking to his YouTube subscribers. Okay.
I don't want to do it.
It was very like, oh my God, I love you guys. You're so good.
But she didn't tell you to do it that way. That's how I would have done it too.
And then the last one was just a regular person complaining about something.
That's just me.
Which one did I get cast?
The second one, the influencer.
So she ends up hitting me up yesterday going, they actually really loved your work and they want you to read some more lines. I asked, how much money will I be getting? She said, nothing. If you're in the credits, that'll be a lot. But still, great. Which one did I get? And she told me.
The gay YouTuber. And Samantha, by the way, I would slay as the neurotic Jewish complainer. My general day-to-day.
Keep in mind, you don't get to make things up. I have to read line for line and read them differently.
Yeah.
Anyways, she then confirmed it was for the influencer.
Boom!
And I was really upset about this. I don't know if that's homophobic, but I was pretty upset. I was like, wow, I guess I do.
Homophobic if you're willing to learn. Or if you're being paid for it, it's not homophobic. It's just,
Realistically.
It's literally gay for pay.
It literally was. Except I'm not getting paid. So I sit there, I set up my stuff. I then get a text that go, oh, wait, we made a mistake. It's actually the third one, the complaining person, which I was a little disappointed that I did such a good gay voice. Is that okay to say?
I mean, sure. You just did.
But then I was more upset that I was better at complaining.
I'm great at complaining.
Zachy, what you watching?
That's new. Shrinking. Love it. Like, can't get enough.
How far into it are you?
Well, I'm 6 episodes in. Jenna's finishing up the one she fell asleep to last night right now, rather than watching this Hazarai. It's amazing. It's hysterical.
Amazing.
It really, I think it's great. I'm laughing the whole time. Jefferson, top notch. The girl from Drew Carey, I think she held up. She's had some work done.
Some work. The Pope is a little Catholic. Her lips looks like they're infected.
Her cheeks are up here, but I like it.
Yeah, she definitely had the.
Yeah, she's got a lot going on. I like the I forgot her name. His coworker.
Describe her. What does her hair look like?
Dreadlocks.
Tell me when every time you see her, you don't go.
Ford is fantastic.
Except as somebody who works with people with Parkinson's, it's one of the worst portrayals of what Parkinson's actually is.
Fine. Also, the voice you just did, that character, his friend the lawyer, is as good as they get.
All right. I waited to bring this up to you to talk about this show. The friend with the dreadlocks. Every time I see her, I go, is that the girl from The Bear? Which it's not, because doesn't she make an appearance later on in the show? Or is that a different show? I get
I
them
don't
all
know,
confused.
but she's prettier than the girl from The Bear, I think.
Very much so. Again, Jefferson Darcy knocks it out of the park. Here,
Okay.
and Harrison Ford's impersonation of somebody with Parkinson's is terrible because he doesn't shuffle his feet, which is telltale Parkinson's. And they also do this like pill rolling thing. It's what it's called. It's the two things that he actually presents more like he had a stroke or something. It's kind of weird. But anyway,
Don't overthink it.
it's
But
what
by
I
the way,
do for a living,
I know.
Zach.
Not necessarily. If being a shrink is really as great as Jason Segel makes it out to be, I'm in the wrong profession. It must be a blast if it's like that, where you can get weird with your patients. I almost say clients.
You absolutely can. It's crossing a line. Everything in that show, little news for you, TV's not real.
Well, but why does it have to be a line? Like, why can't you be your unique version of it? They can do them, and there's a quirky guy.
Because my problem with this show is how one of his patients has PTSD and now lives with him all of a sudden. I believe Batman more than I believe this show.
I believe Batman too.
That
said, but I don't believe in buoyancy. That said, why does it all have to be the same homogenized therapy? Why can't there be a guy who does it differently? But going in, he's a whack job, but he's going to cure you.
I'm okay with so much that he does.
Great in that show.
It's just too much. Where, here's a little spoiler: most therapists have therapists.
Yeah.
It's not good, man. That stuff, it seeps into you. I go to work and I have patients. I would say I've had one or two every like month who they're dementors. They suck the soul out of you. And sitting in a room for 8 hours and people doing that
every day.
That's just when you wake up with your family, though.
No, my family's great. Then I drag my ass into work.
That was really sweet.
Yeah. And I go home to them, and that was great. I had a buddy I found out who he posted on LinkedIn, went to college with me, that he just got a degree from, the School of Hard Knocks with a license to ill. He put this on LinkedIn. Apparently, this guy has gone off the grid. He made all the money he wanted as an engineer in like 5 years. And he's like, I'm done. So now he posts like funny, like fake jobs on LinkedIn every 2 years.
Does he have a job?
No, he's just living in North Carolina, totally off the grid. Just hanging out. I envy this guy.
Oh, that's
He
good.
was weird as shit in college. He was Smithers, my fraternity.
All right, E2, what am I watching? Thanks for asking. There was a new comedy special released. Right now, I'm flying solo as my wife is away, so I can't Netflix cheat on her. So I'm basically just stuck watching stuff she doesn't want to watch. Or
That's not what you're watching. You're watching some challah porn on the hub. The hub.
There's a comedian I've seen live. He's been around forever. His name is Big J Okerson. Has a very thick Philly accent. Comes from a Jewish background, though he doesn't really play that. He's a big guy. He sits on a stool. His crowd work is so good. He put out a YouTube special. It's called Dog Belly. I won't ruin the punchline on that. He has his moments. There's a couple of things there where you're like, I don't know. Some of this is a little hacky, but his crowd work is so good. It's an hour. I give it like a B+, I'd say. It's worth a watch.
Okay.
They do something you've never heard of.
Bear is on Abbott. Hey, Abbott.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Yes, the girl from The Bear, who I got confused. That's the problem is we watch all these stupid shows. I forget. Wait. The girl
why did you get them confused?
No, we watched. Well, because they look very similar.
How so?
The one girl who's in The Bear and then one girl who's in Shrinkage, they look very similar.
Shrinkage.
Yeah.
And what about the other people on Abbott? Do they look similar?
You know the Mrs. Chimenti? She's from Baltimore.
Who's Mrs. Chimenti?
She's the Italian girl with the red hair.
I don't know her.
Huh? Right? What? Oh, you don't watch Abbott?
No.
It's a Zoe show. It's like a kid-friendly sitcom.
I'm gonna watch a Zoe show.
There's a lot of good Philly jokes in there. There's a lot of inside jokes.
We've started playing Super Mario U Deluxe. It's essentially old school Mario Brothers, but with a new take. It's fantastic. 3 controllers. You know who stinks?
You.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Obviously, Jenna. I'm not an idiot.
Stinks. Zoe screams at her the whole time. Mama, you're holding us back. You kill it. I will just keep going and just let Jenna die because I go too far ahead of her.
It's funny. Zach, are you feeling jerky? Give me some quirky.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on.
Let's go.
Bothering me. The Mets have a whole big controversy about their New York Presbyterian logo being Phillies colors.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. You know what I did see, though? Those things looked like they just got off the printing press and were put on there. There was an erection in the left sleeve of all those jerseys. It was great.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I was watching the game. What was it? Tuesday night, the late game was like against the Padres, right? It was super late. I was watching that. I fell asleep on the couch.
Super
Not Tuesday.
late. It ended at like 9:30.
It was a long couple of days in Florida, my friend.
Okay.
So they were Phillies colors. That's the big beef.
Yeah, they went. Who gives a shit? It's a little sponsor. Let them be sponsored by Pornhub. It'd be great. We still feel it would be hysterical. They would throw so much money at you to do that. Oh my god.
We're in reruns. Didn't we say Pornhub was? Or it was Bang Brothers that was trying to sponsor the FTX Arena?
Ooh, they should sponsor us. You know how much money either of those, the Yankees sponsored by Brazzers? Incredible. I mean, who are they?
One of my buddies had a password to Brazzers way back in the day. He goes, it was worth every penny. I said, you didn't pay for this, though. He goes, I know, but if I did.
But, like, what makes it better?
Oh, no, he says the quality. I guess the storyline's good. I don't know.
Storylines? I'm out before the credits.
Opening credits?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I can't last that long anymore. I'm 42. I don't know. I'm not quirky. We saw a Springsteen show over the weekend with Zoe. That was fun. Just wanted to.
I know you're well.
She's in a shirt.
You're well to do. You saw them at Madison Square Garden?
I did not. I saw them for face value at UBS Arena out in God knows where.
By the Belmont.
Yeah, bunch of degenerates out there. Actually, really easy to get home. I don't know. I got home faster there by car than I take me sometimes by the A train from the Garden. Easter Sunday, though.
I don't know, man. I saw you at the UBS, and I was like, oh, I guess he's a poor.
I am poor. There's that. So I don't know if he's on your list or if he's Pishadoo or whatnot. Did you see what happened with the Dalai Lama?
He's my gold star. Ooh. Yeah, we can do this right now. I didn't know if you saw it. I was going to make this a multiple choice or a fill in the blank.
He's real bad.
How much of the story do you know? Because all I know is what he said. All right, tell everybody.
So he was meeting a young kid. Then they do this. They put their head to their head, and like it's supposed to do something. Then he put his nose to his nose. Then he put his lips on his lips and stuck his tongue out
and said,
"Boy, would you want to suck on my tongue?" And it devolved from there. He's 87. So there's that.
Can't shave his dreadlocks.
He's smooth from the eyebrows down. But what do you do? The fucking Dalai Lama. Like, what's the recourse? I don't know, man.
I get confused. Is this the one where, like, the emperor, where they chose him at birth or something?
That's the Eddie Murphy movie.
But seriously, how do we get a new Dalai Lama? I actually don't know much about the process. I probably know more about the Pope. It's been better movies.
All I know about the Dalai Lama is flowing robes, big hitter, the Lama. Caddyshack. That's all I know about the guy. And that they're banning guinea pigs in New York City.
Italian fat people?
Them too. Like, why? Like, this is a real law. Shouldn't lawmakers have better stuff to do? Like, make real laws or take a vacation. Fucking guinea pig, who cares?
Because that's something neutral that I think most people hate, the right and the left.
I like guinea pigs. I don't know.
Speaking of guinea pigs, I have a patient right now who's awesome. He shows up today. Let's just say there's a lot of...
You just said Italians.
Lot of vowels in this guy's first and last name, including the final one. He was wearing a good out-of-work shirt that reminded me more of a towel that had been cut into clothing.
Ooh, like the Mike Tyson.
And it actually looked really good. He had a pinky ring. I'm starting to wonder, but I looked at him and I went, "Your shirt is amazing." He goes, "It's terry cloth. It looks good." I'm like, "It looks great, sir. I love it. I'm so afraid of getting whacked or anything." This guy. I actually asked him. He says they only have two colors. Blue. I went, "Yeah, I can see you're wearing a blue one." He goes, "And white." He goes, "I'd kill for one in black." I'm like, "Don't kill for one in black."
Literally, yeah.
I tell you.
Are you familiar with the Atacama Desert in Chile?
Do you know what I know about Chile? The miners that got trapped, and Pedro Pascal is from there. That's it. And it's long and skinny.
You're about to hear a third thing. There is a desert of clothing in Chile that when designer clothes go out of fashion in like 6 months, for some reason, this is where it goes. And it's breathtaking to look at. It's literally like the Sahara Desert filled with like couture clothing.
Wait. People don't like go down there and just dress up in all Gucci and walk around?
I don't know. We can. Atacama Desert. We can have a blast. Yeah, you can get real weird. They don't look great because they're all bunged up, but yeah, it's a desert of clothing.
There's a problem. I heard this on a podcast where when you buy something stupid expensive, $2,000-$3,000 shirts, you can only wear them like 4 or 5 times because people see you and take pictures. And like, why do you think I'm wearing this thing that I can't believe you haven't made a single comment? We're this deep into the episode.
I said so beforehand. You just sort of brushed it off.
I just need something different because when you put these videos out, I'm wearing like the same 45 t-shirts.
I've got 45. I've got 425, maybe. Okay, you want to know what's expensive? Serendipity has a fucking grilled cheese sandwich that costs $214.
And I thought the frozen hot chocolate for $17 was bad.
Yeah. I saw someone drink that and then polish it off with a piece of cake because they said it's a drink. I was horrified. Jenna was there. It wasn't good.
Have you had the frozen hot chocolate?
Yeah, it's good.
Do you know what it is? It's a Wendy's frozen drink. Like, it's literally the same thing. What's it called? The milkshake at Frenzy. It is a Wendy's chocolate frozen milkshake. It is the same thing.
Yeah, it has gold. It has like some rare meld of impossible to get cheese in it. You have to order it days in advance, and it comes with gold flakes. Like,
so does Goldschlager.
Yeah.
Remember when that was a thing? That was like the pre-Fireball thing.
I want one of those with a Goldschlager. I'm gonna do it right.
Frosty, Julia with the save.
Julia for the save is right.
Do you know this is the most like helping out she's ever done? When we were doing this podcast back in my old apartment, there were times that I was like, "Oh, Julia, Google that for me," because most of these productions, there's a guy behind the camera. Yeah. I'm saying you like there's so many podcasts out there where there's some asshole who's like, "Oh, I'll look that up," and so as you and I keep talking, they put it up there to help correct us. But the amount of times
we don't need correction, we're perfect.
Are you done? I can't believe this.
I got more. The Orioles. Have you seen your Orioles? What they do when they get hits?
The dong bong was good.
I love it.
The sprinkler where the guy. Was it the pitcher or no? The guy went to the double and starts doing that.
Does it?
And the dugout puts water in their mouth and starts. It was great.
So good.
So good. They're also off to a very hot start right now. But and you always said
it was good.
You said they're done by tax day, and tax day is on Tuesday this year. What did you know about that?
I don't know. We don't owe this year, luckily. It's a miracle.
I might be going to the clink because we filed our taxes back in February and still haven't heard anything.
You might be going to the clink for other things, but
Hiya, Toots.
Because of the pitch clock, baseball serving alcohol into the 8th.
I heard about that, and somebody's complaining about it. There was somebody that's like, "Did you see there was a Philadelphia Philly that came out? I was like, I don't appreciate this. This isn't safety for the fans."
They're not wrong, but fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Have fun, goal.
And final, Uncle Danny is selling your Washington team for $6 billion.
How much?
6.
Try again.
More?
$6.05 billion.
What an asshole. Like, he's the worst, and he's won the lottery.
The best
Times
was
100.
Mr. Can I get a glass for my beer? He goes, what do you think the conversation was when they started negotiating for that extra $50 million? Like, who's the asshole that goes, actually, throw another $50 million on that?
You know who the asshole is. The same guy's been running that shit team forever.
You know his wife is named Tanya?
I had to learn that today. Who knew?
Have you ever met a white Tanya?
I've never met a Tanya.
Tanya?
I never met her. I loved her, though.
I've met a lot of Tanyas. They could be in Abbott Elementary.
Oh, that's all I got, but that has a lot.
All right, Zach, I got some Pishadoo candidates in addition to some of these, but we all know who's going to win. Let's fly through them. First one, there was, the NBA is doing these play-in games right now. It's a whole scenario right now, but last night it was Bulls versus whoever. DeMar DeRozan, who's been around forever, his daughter sat under, I think he's on the Bulls right now.
Oh, it was Bulls Raptors.
His daughter sat under the glass, and when the Raptors would go to shoot, she let out a scream where I think she's going to get cast in a horror movie. Every time they'd bounce, go up, it was, Rah! I mean, really, really good, but it's kind of a dick move, right?
I don't know. Did it work?
Well, I saw Fred VanVleet.
Won.
Yeah, but I don't think it affected them too much.
I don't know. It's like front row Amy on the Brewers, the low-cut shirt with their jugs hanging out. It's only smart if it works.
Second candidate, I see a lot of stupid people wearing a lot of stupid shirts, and I don't comment on them, except when they're BYD's #1 fan and they post a picture online from who knows how many years ago, where a shirt that says, "I'm cool, Ron Katz."
Oh, I thought it was Marlene Simon Schnitzer. It said, "I'm cool."
She's not on this podcast right now. She's not our #1 fan.
Is he on it? Ron Katz, if you're park twice if you're in Milwaukee. Yeah.
Next candidate.
I love Ron Katz. He can do no wrong with me. He's a good guy. I like him a lot. He flew to fucking Mexico for you. Don't give him shit.
Rob Diedrich.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
He's like 60.
Who?
Rob Diedrich. He's
Is he?
shockingly old. He's like 50 something. Yeah.
So
Astonishingly old.
he's recording something silly like 300 episodes of that ridiculousness show this next year. Do you know that he keeps track of every single hour of his day and writes down so he can calculate where his time goes?
Don't hate it. I mean, it's a little OCD, but like, what
A
else is he gonna
little
do?
OCD? That's insane, Zach.
Yeah, he's probably up in Chanel West Coast.
That's the type of thing when somebody goes completely bonkers, you go, yep, they kept track of every single day.
Yeah, but they'll know how long they were bonkers for.
Next candidate, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a pothole in front of his house.
Love it. Molly sent it to me. Molly's a big Schwarzenegger guy. Fan.
He then goes out and, I'll quote CNN, terminated the pothole by filling it in himself. Well, that sounds like a good citizen's duty. Why am I putting him in the Pishadoo candidate? Because he had to record it and put it online.
He still did. I thought he did like other ones too. I thought he's like going through LA and like fixing potholes. He's got time.
Next one I'm calling baby boxes. What is that? Did you know?
Are we doing box pool for your kid?
No, that's stupid and overdone. Do you know you can donate a baby if you don't want it? And right now, Florida is having some issues with the legislation with this.
So who?
I didn't know this was a thing because the amount of times you hear
parents Zoe right now.
Parent throws baby in dumpster. This happens with baby. You go, that is disgusting and horrible. I didn't know you can take a baby to the firehouse and just be like, I don't want it.
Yeah, they Moses them.
What, you really know this was a thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I drink and know things. La, 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 la.
Next candidate. WNBA draft happened like a minute after the college finals happened.
Yeah, it was a super exciting draft. I watched every minute.
2 Maryland girls went top 10. Couldn't name either one. Your girl, Caitlin Clark, not drafted.
Is she allowed to go? Is she...
I don't know the exact story, other than I think she's a junior or senior, and she didn't get drafted.
Did she go into the draft?
Do you know who's the Pishadoo of this situation?
You're saying she's #1 pick last week.
You got it.
Is she? She will be the #1 pick. The highlight of that is these 2 blonde girls from Miami who were supposed to be drafted went to the WWE instead. They're going to become wrestlers. They're like twins. They were supposed to both be drafted in like the top 20. They decided they're going to play wrestling instead.
They'll make more in 1 year in the WWE than they would make in a lifetime in the WWE.
Especially if we're betting on it.
Next candidate. This past week, there was UFC.
Does Julia have a James Marsden thing? He was on Sex Drive? Cool.
Wait, you think Julia has a James Marsden thing?
You do, I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's why she's saying this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, my hall pass is 2 people. Kristen Bell, James Marsden, and a future version of myself, which I don't know if Julia would be okay with that. Like, if I come from the future...
old you?
No, new me. I'd be... Well, I guess I would be older, but the technology is good. I just wonder if Julia would be okay with that. She came home and saw me making out with myself.
Gay eye. I just made that up. Stop the thing. I'm the best.
Gay eye?
Yeah, like AI.
Artificial
that's
gay really good.
Yeah,
I got it.
Really good.
I guess I'm the idiot here.
Yeah.
UFC 2 happened this past weekend, and the title fight featured Israel Adesanya. He's a star. He finally got his revenge on a guy that had beaten him 3 times, including one time where he got knocked out. And during the celebration, the guy's, 7-year-old kid came in the ring, and did a fake, I got knocked out right there. As Izzy is celebrating, he finds the kid in the stands and points at him, and then falls over like his dad just got knocked out. A 7-year revenge in the making. It was a little sad.
Don't hate it. The kids, I don't hate it. The kid had enough stones to go in first time. You can give it back to him.
He's a little kid.
Now he's 14?
Yeah, 14, 15, something like that.
You can rub a 14-year-old's nose at anything. Okay.
Next candidate. What's the Fire Fest?
I don't know.
It was this music festival influencer thing back in the day where the guy completely screwed over everybody. Yeah. And there's 2 really good documentaries. The one on Netflix is an hour. It's worth watching. I promise you.
Yeah, you told me about it.
They're doing a second one, Zach. Want to go?
To Firefest? Where is it?
I don't know, but we give all this money and we go there. And last time it turned into Lord of the Flies. So what's the worst that could happen?
Well, we'll both probably be unemployed before then. So let's go.
My last candidate is the Dalai Lama. Zach,
He's got a
DeMar
lot going on.
DeRozan's daughter, Ron Katz's shirt, Rob Dyrdek making the crazy schedule, Schwarzenegger terminating potholes and then posting it, baby boxes, Caitlin Clark not drafted, i.e. you, Izzy got his revenge, Firefest 2, and the Dalai Lama. Hit me, you can't hurt me, suck my tongue.
It's definitely the llama.
It
That
is.
was pretty good, though.
Chili peppers.
I know. They are.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had a lot of fun. We're going to keep doing this as much as we can. Zach, Taylor Swift is single again, which means some good music will finally come of her. What is your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I don't know any of them. There's like a New York song that was a whole thing.
Welcome
There's
to
the
New
song they play. Yeah, that's the song they play in that Amex commercial. I'm not hip to her oeuvre or body of work. She's too young for me, too country for me, and too tall for me. She's like 6'2".
No, I think she's like 5'10".
The same thing.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Wait, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Google it. We out.
Google your Alan